Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Vatorgames in the building. You know what it is. I am Vatorgames. This is Vatorgames TV, and this is another episode of CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas. And we're back with another one. We're back with another CIA agenda targets, assessed, determined. It's game week 15. Game week 15 just happened, so we're going to be putting out the agenda targets after this game week. Hold on, I just heard my door open. 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's start this up. First things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. I'm Vatorgames. I got to show love to the people in the comments. I got to show some love to the people in the comments because this is a special show. This is a show where we in the chat, we on the panel get to break down a lot of things right now. And the very first person in the building, the very first was like, yo, Vader, let me show you some love. I got notifications on. I hit that bell. Let me be in the comments. Show's popping off. Sam is in the building. He goes, yes, Vader. Big up. We let our legends go with fanfare and respect, unlike some other clubs. Well said, Sam. Well said, Sam. Well, we're going to address this. When we think of the agendas that we need to apply for this game week, when we think of the narratives, absolutely, we got to break this down. Dre P in the building. Statement performance versus Sunderland. I agree with you. There was talk about where Isak and Verts get up to speed and talk of City over relying on Holland FC. Well, City getting up to speed, and what of Arsenal without their regular center backs? There's a lot to break down. We've got we're going to be on point tonight. What does Sam also goes, now, Arsenal have the greatest squad on earth. I've been hearing it. Greatest squad on earth. They are compared to our treble winning. That I've heard that as well. That they're on the move to do a double of the big ones, right? The UCL, the Prem, a treble. No whining about injuries is allowed. I agree. With the best squad, not only do they have the best squad on earth, but they have the best squad when it compares to the rest of the Prem, right? So now we ain't hearing nothing about injuries. You got the best squad. We don't want to hear nothing, no complaints. You got double, sometimes 3 players for said position. We don't want to hear it. Trevor in the building. I see you. My girl DC's in the building. She's reminding y'all, smash the like button. Subscribe. I know there's a lot going on tonight. I know Sunday night, you got a lot of channels. Everyone's kind of getting into their mix, but I hope you enjoy something a little different. We're not going to be yelling over each other over here. We're going to be sharing some points of view. I already got my first agent in the building. The first agent in the building is ready with the agendas, and I'm going to ask them their take. You know what? Where we're going to start tonight is with regards to our internal business first, right? We're going to deal with our internal business first. I'm going to ask this one agent where they are with regards to the confidence of Manchester City moving forward. But let me see. DC, my girl says, smash the like buttons. Smash the like and show some love to the most famous Canadian besides Justin Bieber. What? Listen, most famous besides Justin Bieber? That's kind of sweet of you. That's very nice. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. Bieber's massive. If I can be within that combination, I'm gonna take it all day. Good looking out. Mike in the building. I see you. Big up. DC goes, right. Which one of you turned up to Vader's crib? People. Show up on a regular, be in the mix, hit the like button, be part of the show with the comments. I'm gonna bring them to screen, but first let me bring this agent. Let's bring this agent to the stage right now. All right, let me find this agent's intro. You know what? I'm gonna try to find a better way to kind of have this organized, because maybe it's how I've got it written out. But this agent that I want to bring to the stage, they do their battles. They do their battles on some of these panel shows. I have to admit, they represent very well. I also, if I'm going to be critical, I find that sometimes the fight kind of gets to a little bit. Like maybe I want to see some of the, I guess, some of the venom for the rivals maybe ranked up a little bit, just a little bit, ranked it up a little bit, and some of the criticism of Citeh dialed down just a tad. That's me being critical, but absolutely amazing representative of the club. Let me show you what we're working with over here. Agent Kel's in the building. What are you saying?
I'm surprised you say I'm too nice to the rivals, because all the Arsenal fans on certain shows, all they do is rip me apart in the comments and say I'm this biased, horrible, So I'm like, wait, I think I do bring the venom quite well.
I think you do. You do. If I observe it, because it's very slight, it's very minute. If I do observe it, I'm going to share kind of like an example of what I mean. But yeah, like I said, you represent amongst the rivals as best as anyone. I think there's different Manchester City agents for different Manchester City missions, right? There's the panels where you got to deal with rivals and what they might be saying, and then there's the agent that's going to be completely analytical. Here's what we're seeing stat wise. Here's why we got City and da da da. They don't want to get in that yelling or maybe that battle back and forth. And then there's the listen. These are all the hits that I want to make sure I get out there, and we got those agents as well. But before we go further, Kels, I got to ask you. I know you're multitasking. I appreciate you being on the show. Your game week 15, if your confidence in Manchester City, out of 10, right? 10 being the highest. Has your confidence in Manchester City gotten closer to 10 or gotten closer to 1? Where would you say your confidence in Manchester City being in the title race, not winning the title, so much more to be played, but your confidence in the title race, has that changed for you at all? Where would you rank that out of 10?
Oh, right now I think we're definitely like a 9. Like we're in this title race 100%. I still don't know for the favorites, but we're absolutely in the race, and I've been saying that all season. I think we will be in the race the whole season, as long as nothing devastating happens. Because like last season, I would have said the same thing, and then when Rodri went out, that ended everything, because we were just, the whole team collapsed. But I think we're a little stronger this year. We're not as dependent on one position. So yeah, okay. I'd say a solid 9. We are absolutely in this title race. We can win it. I'm not going to say that we will, but I think we absolutely can.
I'm not mad at that. Now, I got another agent that I want to bring to the stage, and like I said, I got to get better organized with how I label these things. For the sake, and I'm apologizing here on CIA. I'm apologizing here. Everybody in the chat, please show love to Kel's agent in the mix. I got another agent now. This agent was very, very well prepared last show. This agent had some data to go with his position, had some facts that he wanted to share and backed it up really well. I'm telling you right now, this is the last show that this agent is going to have this intro with regards to him. This is the last show that this will be his intro. Spartacus in the building. What are you saying?
Not bad, not bad. Just had some very good kimchi today, so even better now.
That is
That's
even
very good
better.
for digestion. So
Even better.
fermented
Even better.
food, very good for you.
Yes.
And like I said, Spartacus, this is the last recruit intro. This is the last recruit intro. I think you've shown that you've bypassed the probation. I think you're certified with regards to agent wise. And I got to ask you as well, confidence with regards to title race. Listen, December what, 7th. We're not saying the title's decided now, but your confidence with Manchester City, the players, the manager, being in this title race, making it a game week 38. Where's your confidence level for this title
The same
race?
as before. I never had any doubts. Never had any doubts.
All right, I got to give you some cheers for that. Got to give you some cheers. No doubts. No doubts. Chat, please. Welcome Spartacus in the building. You welcome Kels. Never any doubt. I like that the confidence has either increased or it's been steady. Everybody in the building, you know I got to shut things down. I just put the chat back up. I got to shut things down. What do I do when I shut things down? Chat, what do I do when I shut things down? I got to shut things down because my gal is in the building. My gal is in the building. Rose in the building. She goes, hey, Vader, I'm so excited. The win was comfortable. I got to admit, it was comfortable. Looking forward to much more of this performance going forward. I'm with you, Rose. Rose, I think we have to take the rough patches. We got to take this manager that's going to be having some tweaks, maybe some poor decisions, sub-wise, maybe some tactical offs. But when he's on, we can see what's happening here. And this has been a very good reaction to the 10 changes made in the UCL. We're going to see how this continues on. We got a big game coming up. Now that we got that win versus Sunderland, we now have to play Real Madrid, but we'll discuss that. DC in the building. She goes, Vader, I was joking because someone was at your door, LOL. Oh, I got you. I had to deal with that. Listen, another agent. This is this CIA panel show is one of my favorite shows to do because, yeah, you know I can talk all day. I can talk, the chat knows, I can talk all day to just myself, right? The fact that I've got the panel, excellent City fans that obviously have their different takes as well and catch things that I may not catch and are privy to different conversations that I'm not privy to. I got another agent. This agent is legit. Sparingly gives his time when it comes to this. Sparingly gives his time. So when he does give his time, I gotta be like, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. Absolutely. If you can guess it in the chat, go ahead. But let me introduce my next agent. Conway, what you said?
Yo, Vader, man, what's good, man? What's good? Big up everyone, man. What's going on?
Yo, we're good, man. We're good. We got Spartacus Kells in the building. Good to see you. I've been asking them a question. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Scale of 1 to 10. Has your confidence in us being in this title race till game week 38, where would you say you are on a ranking of 1 to 10? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
6.
You're 6. Okay. Now, us being 6 with regards to your confidence in this title race, please take your time, break it down for those in the chat. I am gonna, like DC joked, I am gonna run real quick. I'll be back, but please talk to Spartacus, Kells, chime in as well. But Conway, explain why your confidence is at a 6 with regards to this title race going to week 38.
Yeah, no worries, bro. It's at 6 because I look at the squad. We've got a really good squad. I was just watching Pep's presser that he just did now, finding out that John Stones is injured. I'm not surprised.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I haven't been online. What happened?
Yeah, Pep just did his presser just now. He mentioned that
Oh,
Stones is
God.
injured. I'm not
I
surprised
don't
because
know why
Stones
I was
was.
so surprised by that, but because I mean, it is John Stones.
Yeah,
Are we
well,
surprised?
I didn't know
I
it was
had a,
actually official. Wow.
I had an inclination when I saw that he was left out of the squad for the game yesterday. It's funny because we only brought him off the bench against Fulham. I don't even know how he got injured, but with Stones, you could just breathe at him and he's gone. So I think looking at the squad, we have I think two good starting centre back options in Diaz and Gavardio. We have been leaking in goals before the Sunderland game. The reason why I say 6, which isn't too bad, is still above the average 5, um, is because I think we need to get some business done in January. I'm not too fully happy with the options that we have in terms of who we can bring on from a defender standpoint. Having Ake and Husanov as your only two defenders, that to me is not okay. Ake is someone who you can rely on towards the end of the game, but he is going to have to start some games as well to give Diaz or Gavardio some rest. But can he do that on a consistent basis? I don't know. Husanov, I'm comfortable with. People know how highly I rate him. But I do feel like instead of waiting until the summer to replace Stones, you should get someone in January. And then, depending on what we do in that window, will probably give me more confidence going forward. Because that's one thing I'll give Arsenal in terms of their defensive solidity is way better than ours. Because they have way more options than we do. But other than that, I'm good. Yeah, go on, Sparkers.
The issue with getting a replacement for Stones is that right now, currently, I don't think Vitor Hayes is good enough at the moment.
Yeah.
So bringing him back is not really an option. But then if you bring somebody
it'd be better
back,
for him to stay in Spain to keep developing, right?
yeah, but also if you bring somebody now, you're basically shutting Hayes and Kusanov down.
You're
They're
not though. You're not though, because you're gonna have 2 defenders leaving in the summer.
Yeah, but then they're gonna be third and fourth choice. No, they're gonna be fourth and
fourth
fifth
and
choice.
fifth.
Like,
I mean, is it
you
really
assume
bad?
the player they bring in is probably going to be the first choice off the bench.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is it really bad to let Vitor Hayes stay in Girona for another year?
oh, I would.
No.
I would actually try to get him to a Premier League club, but I don't think he's gonna be ready next season now.
Ooh, not ready next season. As well, I think he could be in the rotation next season. You think it would be too much to ask him to be part of the rotation?
I think it's one step too early for him.
Okay, another.
Is it just better for him to be playing every day at this point?
Not necessarily playing every day, but playing more consistently than being. You guys not gonna enjoy this.
Like a
being
10 or
fourth
5 or
choice.
10 minutes.
No, I see the angle. I see the angle. Give him more playing experience than it is witnessing winning in a winning environment. Like it's more so value playing, making mistakes than makes maybe being in the 4 walls of Manchester City.
And also, if he comes back, from what I've known and I've heard from inside the camp, he is ahead of Husanov in the pecking order. If he comes back, Husanov drops down.
Does he start for Brazil though in the World Cup?
Hayes?
Yeah, Hayes. Yeah.
Brazil is probably the most stacked centre-back nation out there, actually. So, no.
Who's ahead of him though? Who's ahead of him?
Bremer, Militão, Marquinhos, Murilo. Who else? There are about 6 or 7 very good defenders for Brazil. Centre-backs, actually. We have no
I don't know about Militão, man. That guy's done. He got injured.
I heard he got injured today, yeah.
He got injured today. Yeah.
Madrid lost.
But even without him, like we still have a lot of
Madrid lost today.
Yeah,
they
they
lost
lost
2-0 at the Bernabeu, and they got 2
Oh, damn! I got it.
red cards.
Listen,
The score. I didn't watch the game.
no, that's good to know because I happen to be making moves to do a pregame show with a Real Madrid fan. So I didn't have that. Now I'm going to do my homework and have that in the pocket.
I did that this morning, and the guy said he said his confidence on Wednesday would be determined by the game today. So I feel like he's probably flipping out right now.
Yeah,
we feel the under 21s. We should be winning that. That's how shit they are.
No, Spartacus, why? Now you're doing too much. We
No,
field
the
under.
shit-
No, don't do that. What are you doing? You can't. No, they're not that bad. Under
They are
21s. No, now you're doing too much. Listen, we got an amazing show today. All right, I want you guys to know we're gonna.
Yeah. Oh dear.
We're gonna be on track. We're gonna be on pace. We're gonna have these conversations with regards to game week 15. Because what happened game week 15? Everybody in the chat, what happened? We happened to win our game versus Sunderland, which was very questionable, right? That was a very challenging opponent. We happened to win that game 3-0, clean sheet. Okay, we're gonna discuss this because we got to deal with Manchester City as well. Then when we assess, right? I got the agent Spartacus, I got Kells, I got Conway, other agents are also on site, on mission, doing what they got to do. When they happen to also observe drop points from Chelsea, who are riding high, suffering or having a draw versus the best team in Europe or in England with Arsenal. And then we have Liverpool. Are they in the title race? Some may say yes, some may say no, but we saw Liverpool drop points again. And more importantly, what I think everybody in the chat is really here to discuss, and we will get to it. We got to pace things out properly. And then, obviously, the best team in the Prem, the best squad in the Prem, the best team in the UCL because they're top of the UCL standings in Arsenal, dropping points again. Not just once, but twice. They've now dropped points again. We will discuss it. Everybody in the building, good looking out. Hit that like button. Let me bring up the YouTube studio. I should be doing this on a regular, but I don't. But let me bring that up. Make sure you guys are all on point. Please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you've been here before, hit that like button. Be a part of the conversation. Get in the comments. I appreciate and respect it with you guys being so involved. I think I might be biased, but I think I got the most knowledgeable chat in the YouTube space. I think I got the most knowledgeable chat in the YouTube space. They are so on point. Now, let's get into it. I see you, Blue. Good looking out, showing love to Spartacus, Kells, and Conway. Now, listen. Let's speak on this Liverpool moment or saga or drama. All right? I'm going to start with you, Spartacus. We know, and there's no question, Mo Salah is the best player over at Liverpool because of what he's done over many years. No one's going to take that away from him. No one's going to take away Spartacus just dropped. Maybe this question was too much for him. Maybe he'll come back. I'm going to throw this to you, Conway. But Mo Salah has been that guy for so long at Liverpool. No one's going to take away what he did last season. A phenomenal season, record-setting season. But he's not performing like he did last year, right? And he's not performing like he did last year with additions being made, with Liverpool strengthening, not weakening, right? Because no one rated Darwin Núñez. Many of them wanted Luis Diaz out. And when once labeled a rat, they want you out. You're not going to work. So Trent had to go. But Liverpool are stronger this year. Salah's not that guy. He's been dropped for 3 games, and he comes out publicly talking about him being dropped and him not understanding why and feeling like he's been thrown under the bus. Do you, as obviously a CIA, as a Manchester City fan, do you condone what he's doing, or how do you see how Mo Salah is right now? Are you in agreement or disagreement?
Disagreement.
And please explain why. Are you in disagreement with how he's going about it, with what he said? What in particular are you in disagreement with?
No, I have no issue with him saying what he said. Obviously, he does feel personally attacked with being benched for 3 games in a row. My disagreement is with what he's saying, the words that he's using, and the fact that he lied as well. He lied. He said something about Harry Kane going 10 games in a row without scoring, and that the media didn't say anything about Harry Kane. But when it's Mo Salah, they say something about him. I can understand his frustration, but that's a lie. I don't think I can recall a moment where Harry Kane's gone 10 games in a row without scoring. I don't think I can recall that. I don't know whether that's factually true. Maybe someone in the chat can clarify more with regards to that. But me, I don't see any point where I've seen Kane go 10 games. I don't know why he said that. The other thing that he mentioned was I was promised something by the Liverpool hierarchy. Obviously, it didn't go too much into what they promised him, but I saw a article that was written by Paul Joyce, a quote that he mentioned that as long as Salah's scoring, he won't see the bench.
You won't see the bench.
Yeah, and obviously right now he's not fulfilling. If that was the promise, and he's not fulfilling that promise. If you look at the games, because he hasn't been starting every single game up until these last 3 games where he got dropped.
Yeah.
Well, there were no successful dribbles that he was completing. There were no successful take-ons. I mean, there was a stat a couple of weeks ago that me and Hamza were talking about that Juan Garcia, who's a goalkeeper at Barcelona, has more successful dribbles than Mo Salah. He's a goalkeeper. Wow. So if you look at these things, you can understand why he's being dropped. But then at the same time, you look at other Liverpool players who aren't thriving currently, the likes of Van Dijk, who have been even as bad as Mo Salah. But it's easier from a Liverpool perspective to drop Salah than it is Van Dijk, since there aren't no replacements for Van Dijk. So you can't really get onto Slot as the manager, because it's easier to take Salah out of the team than it is.
Conway, I gotta magnify that point real quick. And in the chat, good looking out. Continue to hit that like button. Before I go on, I also want to point out DC right on point. She goes, players are not bigger than the badge. That's 100%. The way Mo Salah's moving, he's moving like he's bigger than the club, bigger than the manager. What Conway just said, what he just said with regards to dropping players, because I've been hearing this lazy fanboy counter, right? I've been hearing this lazy fanboy counter from Mo Salah being like, well, why isn't Slot dropping all the other players that aren't in good form like Mo Salah? Well, the depth to drop off or to have other players touch bench isn't the same. And the quality as well for what's being performed. Listen, you could say that Van Dijk isn't performing to his level, but it's not so poor as the poor level of Salah's level. Right? That's the thing. So you can drop Salah because he's fallen off a cliff with what he's delivered. And he's only been quote unquote dropped for 3 games. To go publicly after just 3 games is a lot to me, especially when it was to try and stop the rot of Liverpool losing. The last time Salah started was versus Forest. And they got slapped 3 goals. They got slapped 3 goals. This is the manager trying to survive, trying to find the right balance. And when I post this question on Don Hussam's channel, he doesn't like me over there as a panelist. He invites me, but he doesn't like what I have to say. When I asked him, what do you think your manager's trying to do? He's dropping Salah for, what do you think the reason is? What is he trying to achieve? He's trying to find the right balance. And I also want to bring up this comment, and I'm going to throw this to you real quick, Spartacus. Thanks for bringing back, and then you, Kels. But Dre P goes, that's with regards to Salah. That's happened before when Klopp fell off in his penultimate season, right? The season before he left, and his last season. Salah and Klopp arguing on the sidelines is something I remember from his last season. And this is the imagery right here. This is the imagery right here. Klopp was trying to bring Salah on for the last 15 minutes of a game. And Salah was kicking off, was like, why you're disrespecting me for bringing me on so late. And he had this kind of like, I'm better than this. And the funny thing, that same week, Haaland was subbed on with about 15 minutes in the game, and he ended up scoring. But it's one of those, if you have the attitude, you have the performance. He was already reluctant to want to turn things around. Spartacus, is there ever justification for a player to deal with things like this in the media?
I think for Salah to be doing this, I don't think so. But
okay,
because he's not performing. But if a player is scoring hat tricks week in and week out, performing in a 9.5 out of 10 performance every week, and then he starts getting benched out of nowhere, then I can understand him being very frustrated and then going into the media. But for a player who's not performing, no, not at all.
I have to agree with you. If you're performing, it's kind of like rules, quote unquote, don't really apply. You get a bly because what's one gonna say? But when you have been, and again, not just to Salah's level, but as a team, they've been stinky. He can't be moving like this in the media. It is a terrible look. Kels, I want to ask you because one particular quote that I heard from Salah had me thinking of like situations for us at our club. Salah was like, I've proven why I need to start. I don't need to prove that anymore. I don't need to fight anymore. Would you accept that type of attitude from any player, current or past? Would you accept that type of attitude from any Manchester City player?
I don't think I would, because I think when you get older, you have to prove yourself every game because you're fighting against the clock. Like you're fighting against Father Time, and he's coming, whether Mo Salah wants to accept it or not. You know, he had a great season last year, but his form this year has dropped off a cliff. And so I think he needs to prove himself that he actually deserves the shirt. And if somebody else is outperforming you and doing what the manager's asking more than you, you might have to hold bench. And, you know, this is going to apply to Rodri too when he comes back. Like anybody thinks that when Rodri just, you know, is ready to play, I don't think he's just going to start games. I would hope he wouldn't, because I don't want him to get injured again. But obviously different situation. But
absolutely.
I think Mo Salah may be struggling to accept that maybe he's getting older, and, you know, because nobody wants to face the reality that their career's coming to an end.
This is the thing.
So maybe some of that's just coping from him.
Let me throw out some love. Let me give some cheers to my man Hussam. Hit us up with the raid. Appreciate the love. But I know. Listen, I know he's gonna hate this section. You're gonna hate this section of CIA intelligent agendas, because again, in the sites,
send in the link. No.
One of our targets. Oh, I have an upcoming show that's going to be CIA interrogations. That's when we're going to bring on one rival, and we're gonna talk to them. We're going to ask them some questions. It's all going to be really civil, real civil, but for a future show. Hussam, if he's up for it, might be part of the very first interrogation.
For the Egal one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want the first guest to be Egal, man.
The first guest to be.
Yeah, we're gonna fight to be first for the Egal one.
You got a lot of questions for Egal. A lot of. Listen, I hear it. But listen, large up each and every one of you with the Hussam raid. Love as always. Hey, don't miss me tomorrow on his show with A-listers. It's gonna be fire. But you're new to the channel. This is a Liverpool section. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to be part of this for future shows. But just know, as a Liverpool fan, you may disagree, you may agree, but we're all respectful in here. The way Mo is moving, and I pose a question to Conway, Spartacus, and Kels. The way Mo is moving, and he is a Liverpool legend. And because he's a Liverpool legend is why I have this particular take. I think when you're legend status, you don't fight the club like this. I think if you're Stevie G level, if you're at that table like that, you don't say the club is throwing me under the bus. I think that's where he's gone wrong. Now, it takes nothing away to what he's delivered for Liverpool. He's been exceptional. The reason he's been so consistent, no one has any talks for him. But for how he just rattled off, I think someone doesn't want me here. They're throwing me under the bus. If I was any other player, I would be protected. That's a terrible look. That's a terrible look. And this is CIA, so you know I gotta also throw my agenda grenade in there. Agenda grenade. This club has been very kind to Salah, because I remember when Mane happened to win AFCON, the club did not celebrate his win in front of Salah. They acted like it didn't happen. Conway, I know you remember that.
Now those are facts. They disregarded money. They completely disregarded money.
And this was a huge achievement. He had to just sit on it, and it wasn't blown up on socials. It wasn't made a thing in the stadium. Mo Salah has been protected, and the first time, 3 games he's dropped. 3 games he's dropped, and he's already kicking off. It's a bad look. Everybody in the chat with the raid, good looking out. It's a bad look. Vader. I'm assuming that's how you said it, but good looking out. My people that are Blues, my people that happen to be rivals, I appreciate you in the chat right now. Now, how does Arnie Slot, how does the club possibly correct this? Because us at CIA, we're trying to dismantle everything. We don't want things working well over at Liverpool. We want this to crash and burn. We want the problem to continue, right? But Liverpool fans, how do you think this gets rectified? How do you think this gets corrected? I happen to believe that from a club standpoint, you guys agree or disagree, and I'm going to ask you, Spartacus. From a club standpoint, they can't react to Mo. They can't give in, and do not cancel me, you frauds in the chat. They can't give in to the demands. All right, I already know you guys are gonna spin this, and because don't do that. They can't give in to the demands with regards to Salah and what he's posed. The club they have to protect against player power. How do you think they salvage this situation? Because does he not only have a Champions League and one Prem before AFCON? How do you think they go about, Spartacus?
Well, for us, the best possible news is they sack Slot and keep Mo Salah, because I don't think there is a coach on the planet who can fix that squad. And I've been consistent with this for the whole season, and even during the summer. I don't think that Liverpool squad is actually good. They have a lot of names, but they don't have good profiles that fit with each other. So if they sell Mo Salah and keep Slot, then maybe that allows them to get better profiles for the squad. Now, if they keep Salah and sell Slot and sack Slot, then it's another conversation, because they're not going to have as much money to spend, and then they're going to have to accommodate an aging Mo Salah with an aging Van Dijk, with an aging Alisson.
I hear it, but I think both happen. Again, Liverpool fans in the chat, you guys know this. I don't think any of you have confidence in Slot. I don't think any of you had said, you know what he did last season, I'm going to give him another season. I think you're just waiting, you're buying time until he's out the door, right? So Slot is gone. He's just here temporary. So he's moving on. But I think how the club communicate on who they're backing or what they're backing, I think they just say, you know what? The manager, regardless of who it is, has the say. There's no agendas. There's no because it's Mo. This manager has been chopping and changing many players, right? I know they're quick to use the Van Dijk and Konate example as those two haven't been dropped, but Conway pointed out who are the other options.
Yeah, they can't drop them. They literally know their center backs.
There is Cody Gakpo. Doesn't get dropped at all.
Oh yeah.
So the Gakpo talk is interesting because when we look at who's playing on that left-hand side, are they saying it's a Ekatike, who I've seen play on that left-hand side? I haven't seen Isak yet, but Isak just came back to be able to play. Is it? Are you gonna? We've seen Wirtz play on that left-hand side, right? The manager's scrambling. He's trying to figure something out. Gakpo has played too many, but you know what's funny? Gakpo has the same amount of goals as the player who's complaining right now, as Mo Salah. They have the same amount of goals. Take away pens, Gakpo's the leading goal scorer for Liverpool. So the manager's been screwing up, but to say, oh, he hasn't been consistent with other players and dropping them, take away the defense. You have an argument with regards to Gakpo, but I think it's a manager that's trying to find balance. I've said this, and this is me putting the agenda to side. Liverpool fans, I'm putting the agenda to side just for a second. I think Arnie Slot has been trying his best to try and find the right balance for attack and offense. I've been in the chat. I've seen the likes of Mike Dawes, Liverpool fan, talking about how of a gap there is between the defense and the attack, and there's no cohesive way to work about it. The manager needs that balance. What he needs to do is to have players that are going to be able to commit defensively and in attack. And he can't afford the system that he did last year. He can't. Guys, Liverpool, come on, be real. He can't afford to do the system that he did last year because, one, every club have now witnessed that and they're going to plan against it. So if Salah's going to be the one hugging around the halfway line, okay, we're going to plan against it. We're going to be able to maybe play above him, or know that he's not tracking back, so we can overload that certain side, right? We can shield against it. You can't have more than one player that's kind of lax on defense. We know that as City fans, because we know Haaland, because of how dangerous he is as a goal scorer, he doesn't press as much as everyone else. I don't think they can afford for Salah and Isak to be two players that don't really press to keep the system going. It's a
Also
balance
Wirtz.
thing. And Wirtz, right? And Wirtz is still trying to get that physicality and that to him. So I think it's just a balance thing. You guys want Arne Slot out? I'm cheering it. I'm cheering that. I'm like, yeah, get him out. Get him out. A manager that's won the Prem, get him out. I want the least amount of managers in this league that have won Prems. That's, in my opinion, easier for us. Salah is not going to be, quote unquote, treated fairly going into AFCON, but I don't think he's written off for the rest of the season. And y'all may agree or disagree with that. Not to hold on, because now we got to go into, with regards to our rivals, City, and am I able to? Let me switch things. Let me switch this up real quick. I'm gonna put this. Let me do this real quick.
Vatorgames.
Let me put this on screen. How do I do this? I had this up earlier. All right.
Vatorgames.
Those in the chat, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Be in the comments. Be a part of the show. I know I fell off on some of the comments. A9 in the building. The names in here. Tyler Jones. You annoyed with the Salah talk? The Salah? He's a star. Why would you be upset with Salah being discussed again? Why are you? Salah needs. If you have a player like this, and trust me, I was tired of hearing Foden all last season. Kels and I had to battle for Foden every time we were on a panel show all last season. Spartacus and Conway in the Twitter X spaces were doing the work, being like, y'all need to relax with this Foden talk. It's what happens. It's what happens. But right now, we're going to make this show a lot more comfortable for you, Tyler, and other Liverpool fans, as we discuss these guys right here. These guys right here.
I think we still have to battle for Foden, because some people still hate on him. So
Whoa, who
gotta
in particular?
just keep on defending Foden. Oh,
If
I started
Fo-
corrupt
sounds like a
judge out
pretty
there.
Oh, listen.
Personal.
Judge Mo is Agenda Mo is a more fitting. I don't know how he got his judge name, but Judge Mo is funny because he, and I said this, he does this to Arsenal fans. He coddles them. He coddles Arsenal fans all the time. That result, or his reaction, his commentary, his narratives, his agenda, yes, Agenda Mo, his agenda after they dropped points to 10-man Chelsea was embarrassing. Was absolutely embarrassing. It is not a good point at Stamford Bridge when you're Arsenal 11-man versus 10-man Chelsea. He coddled them so much. I was like, oh, it's a problem. And too many are doing that to Arsenal. But this is what I want to talk about, guys. Let me try to move here real quick. This over here, 33 points after 15 games. We're at 31 after 15 games? We're not supposed to be here. Are we supposed to be here? Conway, are we supposed to be second in the standings?
Yeah.
We are supposed to be here?
Yeah.
I mean, we're based on what we've won over the past 15 games, yeah.
Okay. Based off of the 15 games, we're going to be here. Based off of our loss to Aston Villa, would you have thought that we would be here?
Who's right behind us?
Aston Villa are right behind
Yeah,
us.
they were 1 point behind us.
Okay. Based off of our loss to Spurs, would you have thought we'd be here?
Yes.
That was like our first home game of the season, though.
Okay. All right. Based off of our performance in the UCL, and maybe interesting. See, the problem is when I have intelligent conversations with intelligent agents, they kind of know this. I have to bring up the fact that if we're gonna go maybe based off of game week. Actually, you know what? Let me look at the performances. Let me ask Kels. Let me ask Kels real quick. Kels, it was November 22nd. I remember it like it was yesterday. November 22nd, 2025. We played against Newcastle. We lost 2-1. We lost 2-1 to Newcastle. Would you have thought that we would be second in the standings after that performance versus Newcastle?
I don't know about second, but definitely second or definitely third, I would have guessed. Just because I don't think the competition has been super strong. I don't really buy the Chelsea hype. They kind of blip and then, yeah.
You don't buy the Chelsea hype.
The Chelsea are too inconsistent.
I just want to say though,
a little bit worried because I thought we should have won that game because I've watched a lot of Newcastle and they're not that good. So
real quick,
I think that was a missed
real
opportunity
quick,
for us. But
yeah.
obviously, I mean, we're in second now, so I guess I guess I overreact. I've never done that before, have I?
Baker, can you move your head a little bit to the right side, just so that we can see? Yeah, 10 wins for Arsenal, 10 wins for City.
Oh, are you talking to?
10 wins for Arsenal, 10 wins for City. Surely
the
we
big difference is that
can we?
I don't think they realize how costly their draws are because we only have one draw. I know we have 4 losses, but the draws are.
All right, go ahead, Conway. Go ahead, Conway. Go ahead.
Whenever people bring up that Newcastle game, I just want to say we got robbed. Yeah, we got robbed. We didn't lose that game. We got robbed.
Don't do the Arsenal thing. Don't do the Arsenal thing.
No, I have to do it. Because
you're gonna do the Arsenal thing. All right, go ahead. Just for now, do the Arsenal thing. Just for now.
I can never let go what happened at St. James's Park on that day. I'm sorry, I can't. It's impossible. The amount of I was about to go use some mad words. The amount of stuff I witnessed, and that Samuel Barrow referee, he's not allowed to referee any other City game from now up until the end of the season. If I see him ref any City game, especially when Newcastle come to the Etihad in a couple months' time, well, I'm gonna lose my head. I don't live far from Stockley Park. They're gonna see me live in the flesh.
Okay, I have to.
He's gonna ref the game at Anfield, Conway.
Right. We're gonna see him again. We're gonna see. No, well, we know we're gonna see him again.
Joke,
so
but I don't know. Maybe he will.
She doesn't know exactly which game, but we know where we're gonna see him again. I think that game we chalk up. And again, from a CIA standpoint, because, Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, they're quick to be like, oh, City get all the favorable calls. The referees are already for them, right? So we just store that. In case of emergency. We break glass and be like, no, we don't get all the calls. Look at that Newcastle game when they didn't call a handball. Look at that Newcastle game. Thank you. When they didn't call being stepped on. Look at that. And when they misdrew the offside.
A couple days ago.
A penalty for someone.
That Fulham game, Chukwueze's first goal was offside.
This is the thing. So again, we can't do the Arsenal thing because we ain't Arsenal. We don't move like that. But we're gonna store that information. We're gonna store it.
No, just in case Arsenal fans use any referee excuse, we got it in the bag as well.
We got it in the bag. Exactly. We got it in the bag. This is how we move on CIA. We're prepared. We're prepared for future situations. We're always in training. We're constantly in training, adapting, and knowing what to deal with. Everybody in the chat, hit that like button, subscribe. You're a part of the comments. I see you. I'm going to do my best to try to bring those to the screen, but I see it, and you guys are interacting, so I love it. Now, the reason why I had to ask you, Kel, Spartacus, Conway, are we supposed to be here is because, you know what? I'll accept you guys saying we should be second. You're not surprised by it. But I will challenge you and say we should not be only 2 points off this Arsenal. We shouldn't be only 2 points off this Arsenal. That is something I need to hear all of you say, you know what, Vader? 2 points off this Arsenal? Yeah. You're Spartacus, what do you mean? Why are you shaking your head?
Should we be less? Should we be ahead of them? I don't know if I understand.
I think we should be further behind this Arsenal. We shouldn't only be 2 points. Yeah.
Again, I think we win this league by 15 points.
Oh my goodness.
It's not even going to be a competition.
Oh my goodness.
Spartacus, if we win the league by 15 points, I'm buying you a Donnarumma shirt.
What are you drinking over there, Spartacus? You need to stop. Cut yourself off right now. Just water for the rest of the night. This guy said 50. No, the reason why I say, and my gal is in the comments. She goes, Vader, I hope we would be here, but didn't see based on our early. This is why I brought up bros. This is why I brought up the Spurs game. This is why I brought up the Newcastle game. This is why I brought up the Villa game
too.
Brighton game. I know we've had losses. We've also had some draws. But I want to point this out because we shouldn't be 2 points off this Arsenal. Being second in the standings, I'll accept it. We've seen inconsistencies from Chelsea. Obviously, Aston Villa are getting themselves back in form. We've seen a crash and burn. Sorry, Liverpool fans. I know you're here from the raid. But we've seen you guys crash out. This is interesting. Chelsea were a priority with regards to CIA. That was one of our priority targets. They've fallen off. We don't really address Chelsea like that. So when it comes down to key targets, and I keep getting more and more reports that we got to add the value with regards to Villa, but us being 2 points off Arsenal, that's a madness.
I want to say this, yeah?
Go ahead.
I think some people's question mark was about how we're going to look without certain players in our team. And me, I was confident about a certain player. I never had any question marks about him, and I was telling people, "Yo, just wait on him." I do want to say this, yeah. People are not being called out on the fraudulent things that they were saying a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
About who?
About you, Kels.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Oh,
Which
we're
player?
going there.
Okay.
I remember, because you see me, yeah, I've got a good memory. I remember what people were saying in the spaces and other YouTube shows and also tweets. Kels thought that Nico G wasn't going to make it at this club. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, that was an overreaction tweet. Yes, it was. No, the reason I said that is just because Pep was not playing him in that Napoli game. And that to me was a sign that he just had no faith, and that it didn't matter like how badly he was pushing Rodri when it was clear Rodri needed to not play in that game. And the fact that he still didn't trust Nico G, I just didn't think he would ever trust him enough. And that's it was,
your tweet said something completely different though. When I saw that tweet, I'm like, yo.
I'm pretty sure I said like, yeah, he's not making it at this club. I think that's what I said.
But you're not by
You
yourself.
can look it up. I don't delete tweets.
You wasn't by yourself. There was other people saying those things as well. But now, if you look at us as a team and the way that we've developed without Rodri, having Nico G in our midfield, we can now say that we can actually keep up with the likes of Arsenal, whoever was going to be top of the league until Rodri does eventually come back. I never had no question marks over Nico G because I know he could be doing the things that he's doing as long as we consistently play him. But other people within our fan base did have that question mark saying, can we keep up with an Arsenal, whoever's going to be top of the league if we don't have Rodri available to us? So I think that's where people will probably look at it and say we could be surprised, or we are surprised that we're only 2 points behind Arsenal.
I'll just say one of his biggest backers. I was crying all last season saying, like, keep starting it, man. Don't bench it for Gundogan and Kovacic because I didn't think they were he could offer what he could. So I've been rooting for him since day one, and I'm glad to be wrong about that tweet because I think he's developing nicely, and I said that because I did not have faith in the manager, and luckily that opinion has changed. The manager is playing him, and so that's all I ever wanted is for him to play because I think he just has the physical attributes that most of our midfielders no longer have because they are just getting older.
Do you know what I love about Nico now? Is like he doesn't even want to get subbed off. When he got subbed off against Fulham a couple of days ago, he was fuming. He's like, look at that, Pep, why are you taking me off? Like, you understand, we're 5-1 up, just take some rest. This is what I love to see about players. It's about the mentality as well.
And he's a player that
play in the Club World Cup too. I think a lot of us were just like, what is going on here? Like, why are you playing Gundogan in these games? Like, it just didn't make any sense. And I think a lot of that just built up. And then the fact that he was, pushing Rodri to the limit instead of playing this guy who should have had some minutes, even if he only I think Rodri played. Did he play the whole Napoli game? I don't remember, but I just kept going three big games in 7, fresh off an ACL when you didn't have a lot of time. It's just the fact that Pep was willing to do that with Rodri and not play Nico G just concerned me about his future.
But the Napoli game, did they not go down to 10 men?
They did, yeah, right off the bat. He still played Rodri most of that game, I think. But
yeah, because he probably didn't have to track as much being a man up. But I think, and again, I love how we as fans have our certain tells, right? We're either overly communicating when we're on shows, or we're very reactionary with where we post on Twitter X. And obviously on Twitter X, there's only so much context that you can kind of get, right? So when Kel says the confidence in the manager to kind of get Nico G back on the pitch, and now when we kind of ask where's our confidence with regards to the standings, we see where we're getting at. I want to, and I think we've explained, or we've talked about Arsenal They should be embarrassed that we're only 2 points off them. Now the season's not over. We know that there's going to be many games, ups and downs. But how Liverpool fans have been talking about how Liverpool fans shared how difficult it was to win the league, how we've shared how difficult it was to win the league. Arsenal fans dismiss all of that and think they're going to be running away with this. And this is a reminder that you're going to have your ups and downs and you're going to have that pressure. I want to now, because we talked externally, I'm seeing, and this is where we got to do some damage control in Manchester City. The fact that Hussam rated here and we got Liverpool fans and some rivals listening in, it is what it is. But we've got to deal with, because I'm seeing a shift. I'm seeing something bubble up with regards to Pep's post-game press conference and what he talked about with regards to the players and their performance. Conway, Spartacus, Kells. I watched Pep's press conference. I don't go off the Fabrizio. I don't go off the City Extra. They'll kind of cut and maybe give you 2 sentences and you're like, whoa, Pep's talking wild. Why did he say this? When you go back and then you watch the video and you see the string and what he's explaining, we got to do some damage control, City fans, because many are using what Pep just said with regards to Cherki against them. I don't know if you saw the quotes, Conway, Spartacus, Kells, but Pep was asked about players at Manchester City, the performances particular with regards to the game, because we obviously saw Foden cooking, Cherki cooking. We saw, even it doesn't show up on the stat line, we saw Bernardo Silva cooking. But to close out his press conference, he was talking about Cherki and his talent, right? And I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to encourage all of you guys, because again, I'm going to encourage all of you guys after this show, after you've hit that like button, after you've subscribed, and you're going to have the notification and catch me on the next show, to go and see it for yourselves. Pep said, Cherki, amazing talent. Most likely over his career, ever since young, he's been the best player on the pitch. He's been the better player amongst who he's played against. He said that with regards to what he's done on the field. Now, obviously, he scored or he assisted with the what? What do we call that move? What do we call that move? The Rabono. He got the assist with the Rabono. We all love it. We're all
Rabona,
like Rabona. Rabona. The reason why he was able to get that off is because obviously he had the skill set, right? He has the ability, he has the confidence. But when you look at what Pep said, and he made reference with regard to Lionel Messi, right? Please, let's not take what Pep said and go the wrong way. Let me give you my take. He was like, listen, Cherki's got that talent, he's got that ability, but I need the right things being done, right? And sometimes the right things being done is to do it simply. That's why he brought up the Messi. That's why he brought up the Messi example. Messi could do all tricks and Messi could do all kind of flair, and he did that in spots. But then he also did the tried and true 10 out of 10 simple pass. The Rabona was beautiful. It was beautiful. It had me jump up and be like, ah! Foden himself recognized that it was going, ooh, he was celebrating Cherki for it, right? But Pep is just emphasizing, if you're going to do that, you got to pull it off. And we've been fans. I saw my man, listen, I do a show, Why Always Me. I saw my man, Mario Balotelli. I saw him try to do something cheeky and Mancini didn't want anything of it, right? So if you're going to do it, you got to pull it off. I'm seeing some of our City fans being like, Pep's trying to destroy another talented maverick, another creative player. He's trying to turn him into a robot. I think Pep is saying you got to find the right balance to do it. Because...
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Spartan. Go ahead.
I think, and this is something I told Dash already, who's in the chat. I think sometimes Cherki chooses to do the hard thing for the sake of doing the hard thing, when there is an easy option that he can take that's going to be even better for the team. But then he chooses to make a hard pass, an eye of the needle pass to a player who's realistically not going to do much with the ball. So I think Pep is more going into that, what you just said. He's more going into the, you can do that, but pick the right moments. When the pass is worth it, when the skill is worth it, do it. But when you're doing the skill for the sake of doing the skill, that's unnecessary. You don't need to do that. Don't do it. I think this is more what Pep is hinting at.
Yeah, but Paulo, what's an example of that though?
Yeah, because we were
There
up
were
2-0 in the game
many-
too. It wasn't like we were trailing or.
Wait,
or
whoa,
what. We were
whoa,
mostly in our own box,
Kels.
too.
Kels is being like we were up 2-0, like it was chill. We were up
Also, it was in their
5-1.
own box too. It wasn't like he was doing it near the halfway line or where they could
Yeah,
have just
that's what I'm
picked it
saying.
off.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
if they're going to pick it off in our own box, they have a bunch of barriers to go through to do a breakaway.
Oh, we can't. What Paulo's saying, I don't get because I've never seen Cherki do a skill just for the sake of doing it. I've never seen it.
Not, I don't mean necessarily a skill.
Ooh,
I
nope.
also mean a pass as well.
Spartacus, I'm with you. I will say this though. Damn, we got so many people in the chat right now. We should be talking amongst ourselves. But I've seen Cherki be a little too nonchalant, a little too like, oh, I'ma just flick this pass off, especially on the sideline at times. Now, I'm not gonna clip him up. I'm not gonna bring things like that. But there's times where I'm like, oh, I wish you were a little surty with that pass. I wish it wasn't so well so disguised, because at times I've seen Mateus not ready for that pass or Nico not ready for that pass. So it's one of those. I think you'll find the right balance, and it's not Pep trying to wipe this out. It's Pep trying to remind them, like, you need to find the right balance for that flair and for success. Because again, we can all admit he did the Rabona and it pulled off perfectly, but he could have easily done a traditional pass, elevating it up for Foden.
Vader, do you know what it is as well? Yeah, you know when people are reading Pep's quotes about
yeah,
what
go
Cherki
ahead.
said?
Yeah,
you know when people are reading Pep's quote about Cherki said, I think people are taking it way out of context.
Yes, because he mentioned Savinho and now they're wiling out because
But the most important thing, I always tell people, instead of reading Pep quotes, the most important thing about what Pep's saying, it's not even what he's saying. Just look at his facial expressions when he's talking.
Yeah.
Pep's facial expressions are way more important than what he's saying with his mouth. If you get what I'm trying to say. Because you can tell when he's being serious or when he's just saying things just to, help improve the players' performance on the football pitch. And that's what he just turned on and told Cherki. He did enjoy what Cherki did for Foden's assist at Rabona.
Yep.
It's magnificent. But at times, the simplicity will always win in terms of the us trying to get results on the pitch than the complex stuff that players can do with the skills and whatnot. Cherki can do both. Cherki can do both.
Absolutely. And before I go to Spartacus, I'm gonna say this. He is emphasizing the balance. He mentioned Savinho because he more so mentioned Savinho because he wants the balance in terms of what you're going to do for me in attack and what you're also going to do if you happen to lose possession and work back. Watch what he says. He wants you, okay, yeah, you're going to pull it off, but if you don't pull it off, you're not walking back. You're putting in that effort and you're tracking and you're helping the club again. So take all things in context. Spartacus disagreed. When I said that Cherki could have pulled off that pass, even if he did it, I guess, a more traditional, basic way, Spartacus was like, no, why? Why, Spartacus?
I think he overcommits a little bit on the dribble, which makes him stand on that left foot with his weight on it. So he can't take that foot off the ground. He's using that foot as a pivot to be able to hit the ball faster. So he's doing it not for the showboating, but for the efficiency of the play.
Okay. Not mad at that.
Do you remember a couple of days ago?
Vader Games.
Yeah.
Just a quick one, Vader. Do you remember a couple of days ago when we played Fulham? Who did we bring off the bench? Cherki. Cherki was so instrumental to make sure that we saw that game with a win. What did he do when he come off the bench? He kept everything easy. He made us look so comfortable with the ball. He was so brilliant in terms of us keeping possession with the ball, which is what we needed to see out that game. Obviously, he created a chance for Gavadio. Gavadio didn't score. Brilliant pass to Josko. But I'm saying, at times, Cherki can keep it very simple to make sure that we don't lose possession of the ball, which is what he can do to the absolute teeth. Cherki can do both things. If you want him to showboat, do all these skills and that, which he can make it happen, and he can keep it simple at the same time. This is the natural gifted talent that we have within our team. Just let him do what he's doing, man.
I'm in agreement. I think it's not to wipe out what he has in terms of his flair. I think it's just, hey, if you can simple it down, you're gonna be able to pull it off just the same way. Now, let me bring this up real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me do some magic. Okay. Because I got Spartacus in the building. He's giving us some tactical breakdowns, and he's saying, nah, Cherki had to do it his way because of his weight of foot. And he's giving all the technical breakdowns. So this is what we got. We got agents for different specialties. I'm gonna lean on what Spartacus has to say right now. Let me put this on the background. Let me make this visible. Let me move myself for a second. All right, let me move here. Let me do this. Quick edit. Everybody in the chat, good looking out. Appreciate the love. Scale this. Is that good? All right. Let me see if this works out.
Vatorgames.
All right, we got Cherki right here. All right. Actually, the ball's not in sight. Let me move my microphone. All right. This is what we got right here. This is what we got right here. Hopefully, it's looking. Actually. Ah. Okay. All right. Silly. I should take myself off screen actually. Let me do that.
Vatorgames.
All right, this is Cherki. Spartacus mentions that he kind of overcommits. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. A couple stills. Okay. Look at he actually cooks this Sunderland defender.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he actually cooks him because he thinks he was still gonna continue down. Then he puts the brakes on him. Ooh, that's a nice touch. Can't lie. That's a nice touch. And then, it's not in the shot. It's not in the shot.
You can still see how the body weight is all on that left foot.
Yep.
So he can't see. It's not as easy. He's gonna step with his left foot first. So he would have to step with his left foot, stand it up, bring the right foot closer to the ball, and then cross it. When
Okay.
he could do the Rabona thingy.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Now the skill is absolutely beautiful. It's what we all love football.
Do you know how hard it is to pull that off, though?
Oh, that's mental.
Listen. I'm wrecking my ACL,
It's
MCL.
easy, too.
Do you know how many times I've done that when I go goals with my guys and that? Do you know how many times I've done that? Oh, like when I try doing Rabona, it doesn't go that far up in the air the way Cherki did it. It's always like mid air or in the floor.
Doing the Rabona is the one skill at
Vatorgames.
academy level player. It's the one skill I cannot do to save my life.
Mm.
I can do elasticos, I can do chips, I can do pretty much anything with a football.
This
except
is this is exceptional, and to point out. Now, this is where I got to challenge you a little bit, Spartacus, because I think he's got some time here. The defender's out of the picture. The defender's like, what? He just put the air brakes on me like that? But when we look at this,
But you have to have in consideration the movement of Phil as well. It's not just the movement
the
of
time
the
is the timing of Phil. Okay, so the timing of Phil, Spartacus. I think he
Yeah,
should take a
he does
step. Spartacus, I think he could take a step and deliver this with his left foot.
But then the movement with Foden is not the movement's not going to be in sync with Foden. Foden is not going to be in a position to finish then.
Look, Spartacus. He takes an extra little step. I think he could have done it.
Because the
But-
right foot needed to be closer to the ball for him to do that.
Okay, all right.
See,
Pep's
the
on
right
the
foot
same
is not
wavelength
getting
as Vader.
close to the
It's
ball.
hard to
See
get like
there.
What's
right
that, Kels? Kels, what's that?
You're Vader's thinking like Pep, and then Spartacus is like, nah.
No, listen. I happen to believe that he could have pulled it off with a simple left foot. Now I know he's dual-footed, but he's more right foot dominant, right?
No,
Yeah,
no, he's
I don't know.
No,
I think he doesn't even know.
Wait,
his
what?
right, his
he's
right foot is his
completely
stronger foot.
two-footed.
He's complete. No, but no one's completely two-footed.
But
Someone has a
he is-
dominant foot. What are we
No,
doing
he's
here?
He's ambidextrous, but his right foot is more stronger.
You see the stats, the amount of carries and the amount of passes with
Spartacus,
both
what do you?
feet.
No,
Listen.
Spartacus, stop it.
You did
Stop
some
it.
homework.
No, Spartacus is in the. Listen, I know from a player breakdown, he's in it. He's in the numbers. He's doing his probabilities. He's doing his calculus. He's in there. But every player has a dominant side, has a preferred side.
He doesn't. This is the craziest thing. He does not.
All right. I'm gonna take this. Guys in the chat, please hit that like button. Be a part of the comments. I see Spartacus has a point, and I hear it out. But again, the reason why I had to put this on the screen, and we're breaking this down. YouTube, do not copy strike me. This is for learning purposes, analyzing team sports breakdown, right? But what you see here is, I think when he took that little extra step, again, I'm not telling him take this out of your game, but I do hear what Pep's saying is, you know what? Sometimes you're going to have to make sure you got to deliver the pass. Now, are we crashing it on him if he doesn't deliver that cross to Foden because he tries to pull off this move?
Nope.
I
Nate.
created like 4 other chances for other players that they didn't finish. So I don't know why we're getting on him for doing something flary that did result in a goal.
Oh,
But
I love
maybe
this. I
Haaland
love
should
this.
have scored that goal for he set up for him.
Okay, I love this. Now, Conway, you know what I'm about to do, right? Because I've been fighting for my life with regards to Doku as well. I've had to. You and I, we've had to fight. We've had to fight for some of the criticisms with regards to Doku. Now, when we want to talk about doing the flare and the flare not being pulled off, and I heard it, everyone on this panel said, no, we're not crashing it on Cherki. We got to keep the same energy. That's all I'm going to say. We got to keep the same energy. If the flare, if the attempt and the pass doesn't get pulled off, we're not crashing it on Cherki. If this happens, I'm going to ask for the same thing not to be applied to our other players.
You know, Vader, he created a simple chance. He passed a simple ball to Reinders. Reinders didn't finish. That was a simple pass.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. He had like 5 potential passes in the game that could I think there was one to Yashko that Yashko could have possibly converted.
That crazy assist that he could have pulled off to Haaland, but Haaland didn't score. Cherki could have left this game with a hat trick of assists.
He could have. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm not too worried about if this Rabona doesn't pull off because he did his job that game.
Okay. We're gonna have the same. We're gonna have the same energy. This is why I just wanted to bring it up because again, there's this pass and this was brilliant. I'm not gonna show the rest of it because again, YouTube. This was just for analyzing the Rabona, and I don't want to get any copy strikes. But with regards to Manchester City and what Pep is trying to do, he wants you working just as hard in offense and defense. Right? You're just gonna have to pull your weight a little bit. And again, it's not to say that he prefers Savinho over Cherki. Let's not be lazy, City fans. That's not what Pep is saying, right? But he's saying he wants all our players to get into this level of you're contributing on both sides of the pitch, right?
Although Pep does love Savio.
Say again?
Although Pep really does love Savio.
Does he love Savinho? Or
He does. He does.
I just want to say this, Vader, before we move on to Savio, yeah? I want to give out a shout out to Cherki. The guy's only played 350 minutes for Premier League football this season, and he's the top assist in the league. So big him up.
Yo, when we say we prefer to spend our money on 3 players versus 1 in Verts, sorry, Liverpool fans, I should have earmuffed that before I did this. Let me remind you of what I happen to do on this show, and apologies.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get so...
Normally I earmuff it. I tell you guys to earmuff it before I give something bad or something bad news to whichever rival I happen to be speaking about. I should have told you Liverpool fans to earmuff it. But when we were saying that City were preferred to spend money on 3 players versus 1 in Verts, this is what we meant. Because we have Reinders, yes, he needs to get up to speed, but he needs to contribute. He's an extra body. We've got Cherki. Cherki had a little injury spell, but look, like Conway said, the amount of minutes that he's played, and he's leading the league in assists. Right, and he should have more. Like he could have had a hat trick of assists in that game. He is delivering at a high level, and I believe Cherki has 5. I might be wrong. Doku has 4. We're getting assists from many players. We're getting assists from many players.
I think Foden has 4 as well.
This is what we're talking about.
Foden has like 5 or 6 goals at this point now too.
Now, I want to 6. Oh, 6. All right, now we got to close this out talking about Savinho. I know. Savinho kind of did a little bit of a cameo. He's not really that emphasized, but he is, in my opinion, and we see this all across the board. I currently have 115. I see 115 everywhere right now. We have 105 people watching right now. Please get that number up, please. I don't like the 115. I'd rather the number go up than to go down. The 117, good. Thank you so much. I didn't want to see that 115. Love, as always. Hit the like button, please. Let's match the number of viewers with the likes. But Savinho is the scapegoat player for our season. Savinho is, whenever there's something wrong, if he gets subbed on, I already know what the conversation is going to be about. We are going to need this player to improve. He's going to have to touch pitch to improve. Can we relax for a little bit, please? Can we relax for a little bit? If he gets subbed on with us in control, 5-2 up or 5-3 up, or we're trying to see out a game, if he gets subbed on when we're leading 3-0, can we relax?
Face it. I've seen people blaming the Leeds result on the guy was on the bench. He didn't even touch the fucking football field.
Crazy. Like, we gotta be smart with this. This is CIA. Intelligent agendas. We can't be moving with these lazy, just target this player for just because we don't like them. We gotta stop doing that. Let me switch this up real quick and go back to what we were discussing.
Yeah, I don't.
Vader Vator Games.
Now,
Can you bring that thing that I sent you in DMs right now? Because I think this is very relevant.
Let me see if I can do that. You said that via Twitter X?
Yes, DMs X.
Why don't I?
It's a graph of the wingers and key passes and successful dribbles.
Why don't I have it? Hold on.
Sometimes Twitter DMs are not the greatest.
Yeah,
Right now.
I think I'm due for an update or something like that because it's not consistent with my
You too,
phone.
dude.
Don't update Twitter, man. Don't update it.
Don't?
Don't
We
do it,
could
man.
just add him to the chat, Vader.
Oh,
don't
yeah. Or what is it? Was it something you pulled off Twitter X? Can I share screen?
A little bit, yes, but I made it easier for us to find the players because I sublimed
Send
them.
it to me, Spartacus, and I'll WhatsApp it to him.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Let me see if I can.
Is it on your computer right now?
It is.
Because what if I share screen?
Oh, maybe I can. I think I can present. Yeah, I can send you an image. I can send you a file. Let me see if it is this one. Yes, it is. I think I sent you right there.
Oh yeah, boom.
There we go. You see,
Boom.
My
Alright,
boy
I saw
Jeremy.
this recently. Yeah, I saw that. I was floating around Twitter earlier today. I did see that.
yeah. I don't
Is
think
that
I
my
need
boy
something
Jeremy
like
by
that
himself?
to emphasize what Doku is, isn't it? The guy's in an island by himself.
Is that my boy
Listen.
Jeremy by himself?
Last year too, though.
Everybody in the chat, Spartacus is going to break this down because again, over here on CIA, we do some
I don't even
proper
know what I'm
analysis.
looking at, but I see Doku by himself. That's all I know.
I just see him out there in the wilderness, like an anomaly, like an outlier. But can
Successful
you
dribbles
break
per
this
night.
down?
For you, Patrick. I know you're in the chat.
So
And
this
everyone,
is
shout out Patrick. He's having a rough night tonight. So,
Yo, bless up, Patrick. I haven't been keeping up with the chat. Where is my man? Let me bring that to the
I
screen.
saw him a few times. The whole point is we get a
Patrick.
Doku glazing session for Patrick when he's having maybe not the most fun night. So let's give him
My
a
man-
Doku glazing to make him feel better.
My man Patrick, True City fan, is in the process of having a very, very important operation that's
There he is.
on the best case. He's to alleviate a lot of what he's been having to deal with. It's an important one. It's high risk, so let's all pray and support my man. And if you can, show him some love. But love Patrick.
Yeah.
Now-
let's just pray for Patrick in it.
Now, with
Yeah,
regards
support his channel. That'll help him. If we can get likes and views, and maybe gets a little more ad revenue out of it, like that'll
Likes,
help him a lot. So
absolutely.
yeah, but I'll be taking over the channel while he's gone. Mateus will be there. Spartacus always joins us for a lot of the watch alongs. So we do a lot of content. Strasbourg Steve, we do a lot of stuff. So just whenever we do content, just try to tune in, watch, share, like the video, all that, subscribe to the channel. All that will just benefit Patrick. So that's one way you could show him support while he's away.
Yep. Subscribe to True C, fam.
Every little bit
Gotta
counts.
get you on sometime, Conway.
I'm gonna be there, man. You guys don't send me the invite.
Ooh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'll
Alright,
send you
alright.
the link, man, because I know how to find you.
Nah, I'm
All
gonna be
right.
there, man.
Make that happen. We make things happen over here. Now, Spartacus, as you break this down, we've got agents all over the place, and I have to say, when you're able to bring the analytics, when you're able to bring some of the stats for us to kind of even digest, it's great because we all have the eye test. We all have it. But sometimes some of us are looking at the game from different angles. We see things differently. Some of us may be highly emotional as we're watching it and miss certain things on the pitch. Break down what you have right here so the viewers can best understand it.
Yes. So basically, key passes are passes which get somebody into a very high probability chance of scoring. So it's a good zone, like into a good XG zone. So basically, it's almost inside the box.
Okay.
And successful dribbles per 90 is just how many dribbles you make per 90 and how many of those are successful. So you have here all of the wingers in football right now. All of them. Every single one of them. And you see how Doku is on an island by himself. This guy is a freak at the moment. He's on a normal level.
Sorry, Spartacus, can you remind them, these are wingers from just the Prem? Or these
No,
are wingers?
everywhere. You can
Okay.
see Elise on the top of the hill.
Plus,
Yeah.
you see Yamal on there.
I just want
Yamal.
just want people to be aware because they might be
Luis
looking on their
Diaz as well.
phones or
He's all there,
something.
man.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz,
He's
Rafinha
kind
as
of
well.
far
He's
back
having
though.
a great season. But look at where Savio is. Look at where Bob is. They are not in bad positions for the dribbling. They need to increase the key passes, but the dribbling
Oh,
is
I
not
see.
in
You
a bad
highlighted them.
position.
Okay.
I highlighted both of them because it makes it easier to find.
Yeah.
Players that we gush over, like Semenyo, he's very close to where Bob is. I don't think we're going to be able to see it here, but he's very close to where Bob is. So he's putting about the same output creatively as as Bob is.
Oh, and Jared
Yildiz, who
Bowen
is a
too.
brilliant player. Yildiz is a fantastic player, but in creativity, he's about as creative as Savio is right now. So maybe we're not actually looking at our wingers to be able to score many goals. We're looking at them to be creating chances. And this is why they don't have as many goals. Doku, he's a creative monster. If Cherki was here, but I think Cherki is actually considered as a midfielder, so he's not going to be here. But if Cherki was here, he should be about near to Alicia, very close to Alicia, or a little bit to the left or to the right. But we just have players who are very good for what they're supposed to. But this is the thing, people can't expect players like Bob or Savio to be good enough to be started at the moment, because they're not. But they're good enough to be backup. They're good enough to be bench
Facts.
player and give the starting player some minutes off, just like Savio has been doing, and he has been doing it very well.
I have to agree with you.
Yo, do you know what's mad, Vader? Yeah, this picture that Spartacus shared. Do you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing Yildiz. Yildiz is below Savio, and people want Yildiz at this club. That's crazy. Yeah.
This is it. So we know
Great goal he scored today, though.
we know the data is a part of it, but we can also
He's a good
understand.
finisher. He's a good finisher. Yeah.
Very good finish. But we can also understand on why maybe the club makes choices on certain players and other players not, because everything's got to line up. Timing, price, mentality, willingness to also come to the club. It's not just, oh, we see them, get them over here. Sometimes things need to balance out. I want to emphasize this. You're going to get more of this. You're going to get more of this breakdown with regards to jokes, our takes on the rivals, and our conversations internally with regards to City. And you're going to get some breakdowns where it's like, listen, we know what the eye test is all about, but let's also throw some things at, because we know this is how the club also looks at it. We also know that the players are looking to improve their games. And this is maybe where they started when they first came here, and this is where they've raised their level. I want to say, the raid from Don Hussam, love is always my guy. I'm going to be on your show tomorrow. My people, my regular that are here with regards to CIA, thank you so very much. You know I shut things down with my gals in the building. DC, my girls in the building, as well as everybody in the chat. Dre P, Sam, Spartacus in the comments, as he's also on the show. Blue, you know what it is. And if I can emphasize, Curtis, good looking out. Thank you for being on the show. Alphabet, a lot of you. C's, I see you as well. Lionel Doku, I saw that comment, made me laugh. Now, subscribe, like, catch this show next week, Sunday, CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas, for another one. You never know who's going to come through. You never know which agent's going to be coming through, having the conversation, bringing some of the facts. Now, I'm going to emphasize, we are not supposed to be second in the standings, but we are. We're going to make the most of it. Don't miss out on how we talk about our club as well as the rivals moving forward. I want to thank Spartacus, Conway, Kells. Thank you all so very much. I'm going to shut this show down. Catch us next week, and also subscribe, notifications, because I got a show called CIA that you're here. I got 115, one question, 15 minutes, and I got Why Always Me, inspired by my man Mario Bellatelli. So love, be part of this moving forward, and the next show. Let me outro and enjoy this while we bounce. Love to you guys.